We were presenting the final results of a clinical trial known as ANNOUNCE, which was actually a phase 3 clinical trial which was comparing a drug called olaratumab in combination with doxorubicin versus doxorubicin alone in patients with advanced or metastatic soft tissue sarcoma.
And would you be able to go through the methods that you used?
Sure. So the study was an important study because in 2010 there was a phase 1b/2 clinical trial which was actually looking at the same population, so advanced or metastatic soft tissue sarcoma, and was a proof of principle clinical trial, and we actually compared olaratumab and doxorubicin to doxorubicin alone. What happened was there was a tremendous improvement in overall survival for the combination over single-agent doxorubicin. And based on that study, FDA eventually gave accelerated approval in 2016 for olaratumab. Today, we're actually presenting the results of the follow-up study, which is the large randomized placebo-controlled phase 3 study to actually see if we could validate the results that we saw in the phase 2. The study was important because olaratumab with doxorubicin actually gained widespread use in over 40 countries worldwide. Unfortunately, when we looked at the data from the phase 3 trial, overall survival was not improved for the combination over the combination of doxorubicin and placebo. So the results did not confirm the findings that we had in the phase 2 study. Because of this, olaratumab is actually being withdrawn from the market. So it was surprising results, and the sarcoma community is trying very much to understand why there was such disparate results between the clinical trials. Now, sarcoma actually represents a heterogeneous group of really rare malignancies. Some say about 50 to 80 different subtypes. And what we now know about those subtypes is they're different cancers, many of which have different biologies. So there's a lot of thought that lumping a lot of these subtypes together could have actually skewed the results. There were also some differences between the phase 2 clinical trial and the phase 3 clinical trial, such as the phase 2 clinical trial was a smaller study, it was an unblinded study, there was no placebo. And because of that and the heterogeneity of the populations, we're wondering if that's why we saw some of the differences between the two clinical trials.
Thank you. And what were the main conclusions that you...
So the main conclusion right now is that olaratumab may not have activity in soft tissue sarcomas. So the practice-changing results will be that the drug will be removed from the market. We're not recommending that any new patients start the drug if they need it or thought that they need it. And patients who are on it but are perceived to be having clinical benefit, with informed discussions with their clinician, they can get the drug and continue on through a patient access program that's being set up.